How's it going, boys? Welcome back to another JO2 video. I'm really enjoying these, just sitting down and talking for upwards of 10 minutes or so. This one's fun, and it's timely, because tonight, the same day this is going up, is like a mid-season big climactic thing on the new World SMP. But I'll get to that later in this video. This is going to be my history with Minecraft SMPs, as both a viewer and a creator, so let's just get into it. Now to start, I was never really a big Hermitcraft guy, so my first SMP creator thing that I watched was SMP Live. So obviously, call me Carson at the time, back when he was still liked by the internet. Schlatt, anyone else who showed up on SMP Live. It's kind of a bit fuzzy, that's where Wilbur got his start. He's a big creator. A lot of people got their starts there in the Minecraft scene or elevated themselves, and it was just a really fun time. It's honestly the type of SMP I'd love to be a part of. Although lore SMPs are cool, that's the type of SMP that I would like to be a part of long term, and I might be able to sort of shape in the future. I'm not sure. We'll get to that at the end if I plan to do any more SMPs after New World wraps up, whenever that happens. Yeah, SMP Live was my first one as a viewer. It got me into SMPs and back into Minecraft alongside, PewDiePie's Let's Play, stuff like that, that revived in Minecraft. It got me back into it as well, alongside playing on my own little realm. Eventually, the next year, the Dream SMP would start. That'd be the other one I just specifically was like a viewer for, which I enjoyed until about January 2021, like when the fan base started to become what they are now, Dream stands, all that fun jazz, and it kind of started to tank as a interesting narrative, basically. But up until then, I thought it was really interesting to watch. It was really good. And then, yeah, January, February 2021, I kind of fell off on there and focused on things that I actually did as a creator on my own. Of course, the first SMP I was a part of was the Enderfalls SMP, or Enderfalls Realm, that we kind of started calling it SMP because views and clickbait potential, of course, and to fit in more. It was a Hermitcraft more-esque SMP, and then we turned it into a lore-based sort of SMP with the permission of the owners. Basically, the whole story of how it started, I was like, hey, Dream SMP is going on. It's like around Christmas 2020, nobody's doing anything really. My school was online at the time. Let me type up a little script for like a little one-arc story thing. Let's see how it goes. I pitch it to the server. Everyone's cool with it. We flesh it out a bit more. Boom, lore starts. So you can thank me for over a year's worth of lore, over 3 SMPs in an SMP multiverse, because we did it first, before the Dream SMP, like we do everything first before them. Except the corruption story. We don't talk about their egg. Our corruption story was going to be better. But besides that, we do everything first. Anyway, the Enderfalls SMP was a lot of fun. It was the least serious of the 3 that I've sort of helped run, as lore-wise at the very least, or actually ran as a server owner. It was the most fun, I won't lie. Not only was it more fresh to me, of course, I was more creatively fulfilled, I guess. It was the most fun I've had. We had a lot of creative difference between myself and the other writer. Good old unfunny, sometimes member, sometimes just guest, Harpo. But overall, the most fun I think I had of the 3. In terms of lore, outside of lore, that would go to the JO3 SMP, I think. At least stream-wise, which we'll get into now. So the JO3 SMP came about because of 3 things. Enderfalls SMP dying, pretty much. People were just not getting on, and lore was coming to a halt very quickly, and of course we knew the server was going to be reset with the update. I think it was 1.17. 2, Enderfalls being on Bedrock. And 3, it would give me full creative control, along with anyone else I brought on to do lore, and not limit us to doing everything in survival like the Enderfalls SMP was. So, those 3 things combined made the JO3 SMP. A 1.16.5, lore server. We mostly vanilla with some plugins and stuff. We started out kind of like soft lore establishing stuff. We had this whole plot of me as the leader of the SMP, Harpo, Wild, and everyone forming like a revolution, taking me down. Turns out I was kind of right in the end, but that's fine. I came back, didn't have a lot of my memories. We ultimately stopped the corruption. That generally is kind of how it was going to end, but the way it did actually go about was not the way we wanted it to happen. Originally, we had a much more longer story, but everything just kept getting in the way, from the server dying, sort of less active, me not really knowing how to promote an SMP at the time like I do now, some inner conflict as well I won't get into the details there, and just, I don't know, I think it was just a bad time, so we gave it a quick ending and took a little break, which led us to the JO3 SMP Season 2, aka what is now known as the New World SMP. But we actually have to take a bit of a quick stop, because I'm also part of another SMP that unfortunately is coming to an end. The Olympus SMP, one that has nothing to do with the others, something I just did for fun. And the owner, Fix, really cool dude, came to me one day because I was looking to join an SMP alongside JO3 SMP at the time. He got me on Olympus, didn't really get invested until about halfway through, and then they reset it. They reset the server, and then the lore was like hundreds of years later type thing. And Olympus Season 2 started, which I was a lot more involved in for a while. Unfortunately, the server kind of petered out, as well as all SMPs eventually will do. And it's now coming to an end, which is unfortunate, because I think there are some talented people on there. Personally, and I'm not afraid to say this, it wasn't ran very well to a certain extent in terms of who they brought on and sort of moderation in general. Fix did a decent job. It's just, I think it could have been better, but everything can always be better. I think something that could have helped was not bringing in a bunch of children that are just turned 13, so they're legally allowed to be on YouTube and Twitch and social media, and think they can just be professional Twitch streamers with a laptop and a headphone mic. That would have probably helped a little bit. That is why we have a 16 or up, pretty much. That's the people who are more likely to get in. If you're younger than that, there's still a chance, like if you fill out our application and all that on New World. However, I'll be honest, if you want a little secret, you looked at after we look at everyone 16 plus. Either way, I did have a great time on Olympus. I did have a lot of fun memories there. I enjoyed doing the lore, although I think there was moments where the lore didn't make as much sense. But there's probably moments like that to anyone else from any of the SPs I've ran too. Overall, I think Fix did a pretty decent job. There was things I would have done very differently, but overall, for what Fix was given, I think he did a pretty good job, and I think he could do more things in the SMP space if he wanted to, or he can move on to different things. I think Fix has the potential to be a pretty decent content creator in the Minecraft scene. I think he'd be able to do it. He's got the creativity part. He now has experience running a server, so he could do it again. I think Fix has he can have a pretty bright future if he just put in the time and continue to improve. There's a couple other people on there as well that could definitely make it as a creator, and be able to develop their core audience or whatever over the next couple of years. I think it's good that they're able to get on an SMP and sort of get the experience with a lore SMP if that's what they want to do, or just being on an SMP and being able to just create funny content. I think it was definitely beneficial to a lot of people on there, and I think I'll remember it pretty fondly as part of my time in SMPs, for sure. I definitely will. This, of course, brings us to the most recent, and I will say, when it's done, final lore server I plan to ever be a part of. Keyword plan. If there's a cool enough concept, I'll do another in the future. But once New World SMP is wrapped up, it will be my final SMP that I'm at least running and plan to be a part of lore-wise. I may do a creator server. It just wouldn't be based around lore or telling a story like that. New World SMP, I feel is the big conclusion, not only in story to the 3 SMPs I either helped write the story for or just straight out owned. Definitely a story sense, it will be the conclusion when it is completely wrapped up. It'll tell both its own story and the conclusion to Enderfalls, which we've already kind of done, and to JO3 SMP. It will give it its more conclusive ending, I would say, and give characters, finished arcs. That's the whole goal with New World, and then also, of course, tell a new intriguing story alongside that. But as sort of a backstage, behind the scenes, whatever you want to call it, perspective, I've learned a lot from New World, and a lot of the things I've done, we've just made better with New World. Bringing in new people like Wild, who's done so much for the server. I won't lie, because they would not be where it is without him, because I would have ended it. No joke, the server was going to end that week after it launched. Wouldn't have been called New World yet. It was just JO3 Season 2 or whatever. I was going to end it, and Wild and a couple other people's energy that they wanted to put into it. The server continues because people enjoy it, not because of personal want from me. I won't lie. I've said that before and I'll always say it. People enjoy it, so I'll keep doing it until we've finished that story, until we feel like it's been concluded and has a proper ending this time around, which it will. It will. And it's sort of the big conclusion of my time in Minecraft, like lore SMPs. It will be the big final hurrah, if you will, behind the scenes of JO3 and Minecraft SMPs. Doesn't mean, like I said, I would never do another one, but it is the big thing. I've learned a lot from it, and I'll be able to take some of these things and incorporate it into other projects. Because I have other big projects coming this year and in the future, and New World does still have a shelf life, and it will end this year. I will say that. You're not going to get New World going into 2023. It will end this year, and that's all I'll say for the time being. There's a big stream tonight, though. I will say, go check that out if you want. It's going to be on this channel, or, well, actually not this channel, my main channel, JO3. But, it's going to be there, if you want to check it out. But anyways, that's my time on SMPs. Just to kind of conclude, there's been a lot of ups and downs. I enjoyed Minecraft, these lower SMPs at first. I'll be real. If it weren't for people enjoying them, Season 2 would have never happened. It would have ended with the JO3 SMP, which by the time it was over, I was already just burned out on. But because you guys enjoy it, and I like telling a story, New World's continued on, and New World's been the biggest, and it will get bigger. We have lots of plans. Even after the main New World server ends, this is a little sneak peek for you, we have plans to do other stuff with like the New World brand and the channel. You can't say forever, obviously, but there's other ideas we have alongside the main New World story. So keep that in mind. We have a lot of stuff coming, and of course I have a lot of stuff coming on my main channel and this channel. I'm going to try to post on here whenever I have an idea and something I want to talk about, it's going to go up here on JO2. That's what this channel is for. If you have any things you want me to talk about, leave them in the comments, and subscribe and all that. If you made it to the end, thank you, and not many people do. If you just like to hear some dumbass on the internet ramble, then this is the channel for you. But I'm going to get out. Hope you have a good day, and lore, woo, Minecraft roleplay.